I was aware I needed to lose weight. My clothes were telling me that. But I didn't really have an idea how to go about it. Um, I sort of dabbled in different things like trying to give up a meal here and there or uh, look at maybe what I was eating. But I had no plan. It was all chaotic. And so something needed to be done. Also, I was conscious that I was losing my fitness um, because every time I went running or was doing exercise, I was pulling muscles, and I think this is because I was, weighing more than I should be. Look, I'll be brutally honest. It was my wife talking me into it. Um, she didn't want to do it alone, and she said, "This is a good opportunity for you to do the things you say you're going to do, but this time actually do it." And so, yeah, it worked out really well because it was. I feel I've got far more out of it than I had in terms of expectations, and I've been really pleased with how it's gone. Yeah, the program was really useful because it gave me insight as to what to expect. And you just don't do a switch overnight. It has to be a staged process. And and we realised that it doesn't it's all interconnected. That's what I found. That it was as much about being aware, as much about knowledge as it is about physical activity. And I learned a lot during the pre-program, so that I was well equipped when I came down here. I thought that it was really useful to to be able to work out and have it recorded because like you can actually see your improvement. I'd never seen it before, like I had sporadic improvement, but I actually could see the incremental changes to my weight, and I could see the level of fitness rising, which was really, really heartening, and it made me more enthused to keep going. So in the end, my wife talked me into it, but I think I was just as enthusiastic as her at the end. Yeah, well, it's actually you do a lot of incidental learning. It might be going for a hike or something, and you're talking to someone else about their experience, and you learn not just in the education sessions, but you also learn about how other people have managed, and it makes you feel better that if you haven't had the success. What I did learn is losing weight is not a linear or direct, transference from if you actually diet and you don't automatically lose weight the next day. It sort of goes up and down, but it's the trend that you're looking at, and that was really something that was important to grasp, because what can happen is you can get dejected. You think, oh, look, I've been last few days I should have actually lost quite a bit of weight, and you jump on the scales and you think, well, what happened? And then you find out from someone else that happens from time to time. It just depends on a number of factors, and some of them are outside your control. But I did realise that if I just persist, things will come to fruition. A couple of other things about the experience of being away for a week with other people is that I learned about food as I was preparing it, and I learned that it's not something you do on a whim. You have to really think about what you're doing beforehand, because in doing so, then you're making a conscious decision to address what you're eating, rather than making a decision on the spot, which often can lead to a temptation which you might regret later on. So, if you've got food prepared, then you don't, lapse. Well, we're all different. That was the great part about it, is it was a really different group of people that I would mix with ordinarily in my work situation. So I enjoyed hearing everyone's story, to be honest, and we shared some fun times, and in some challenging times, especially in some of the physical activity that we're doing. It was actually, in some cases, harder than I thought, in some cases easier than I thought it would be. It was, I didn't come into this program with any experience in doing gym work, so I was like a raw recruit. So just learning how to exercise safely and effectively was something that was one of the big takeaways I would take. It's really good, a really good feeling when you set out to do something and you achieve it. And I didn't have lofty ideals, or I didn't want to lose a certain amount of weight, and if I didn't get there, I would be disappointed. I didn't set goals that were too demanding, but the most positive thing for me coming out of it was that I could do it, and I didn't think I would be able to do half the things that I've done. My sleep patterns have improved enormously. My hydration, I wasn't a water drinker before, and I've noticed that by drinking a lot more water, and it sounds a simple thing, but what I've done is I've made drinking water part of my habits. It's just like you might, like an extension, water bottle is an extension of myself now, and it's not something that's artificial that I pick up, and I've got to consciously remember to do it. It became part of my everyday existence, which it wasn't before, and that's made a huge difference in my health and sleeping patterns, and just feeling better generally. I think about 7% body mass I've lost, which is really good for me. Yeah, and just I'm at a point now where I feel like I can continue management without being as severe as I could be. I think I can manage it by I've already worked out. One day I'll have this treat, one day I'll have that treat, but I have to punctuate that with sensible eating, so I don't undo it all. So it's now a matter of moving forward and learning how to eat more sensibly, but being able to manage social situations, and when you're by yourself and you are tempted, just to know what that temptation is going to cost you. Oh, I feel great. Yeah, I feel really not only pleased that I've done something which I didn't think I would do, but I actually feel good that I've learned a lot more about myself and my body that I didn't know before. What my wife said to me, give it a go. Don't be cynical and you hear a lot of things about different programs, etc. I found this program to be a lot of fun, um, educational. Um, it, it was something which I thought overall, over the whole time I was doing it, I was moving to a positive goal, and it was something that I think these skills and knowledge that I'll take from it will be very useful in also in my life, but also how I manage my children and grandchildren. I might be handing them the donuts that I might have done so earlier.